Okay, so I have just come off a coaching call with a client of mine. She has completely inspired me to make this video because I know more people need to hear what it is that we discussed. And my hope is that it inspires you to kickstart 2026 in a really, really intentional way, especially if you're someone who is a coach, mentor, digital online entrepreneur, someone who is consulting out there in corporate land, but also wanting to sell some stuff online. This is absolutely going to be for you. And especially for those of you who are semi-dreading needing to get back into marketing yourself online. I know a lot of you are amazing at what you do. You are highly skilled professionals. You've been doing what you've been doing for ages. You've been in the industry for so long, and you have so much hands-on experience and knowledge. You've done degrees on what you teach on and what you are known for. But when it comes to social media marketing, it literally feels like such a drag. And I get that. Like when I started, I came from the tech startup world. I was in HR, I was in recruiting, I was in headhunting, and I kind of accidentally fell into starting a business. A colleague of mine asked me to do up his resume and his covering letter because he wanted to go for an exec role. I had obviously had a ton of experience with that. So I did up his resume, he got the job, he recommended me to the next person, so on and so forth. And eventually I quit my job to go all in with my resume business. Absolutely wild, but here we are 8 years later in the online coaching world. And when I started, I had absolutely no clue that I was also signing up to be 100% online marketer. And I think I would say coming into this space, I wasn't, terrible at it. I had always been in and around the marketing space regardless because I was, recruiting and I had to market the employment brand and I was used to personal branding on LinkedIn. But in saying so, I know a lot of you are over it. Like you don't want to just continue being mostly an online marketer and then sometimes a coach, mentor, or teacher, right? Like you've got bigger fish to fry, so to speak. You want to do more things with your skill set. And this is the exact conversation I literally just had with a client of mine. And I hope that this is already feeling like you can take a little bit of an exhale because I want to offer you a solution that I know a lot of you can actually implement literally right after this video. It's not going to take months and months to apply. I just want you to be able to see that the habits that you've made for yourself are no longer serving the bias psychology of 2026. Let's call it that. And I think what you are going to hear from this video is going to just feel like, oh my God, thank goodness there's another way around it, because there is. So specifically, if you are someone, actually, you know what? I've got this. I made an Instagram carousel today, which I think maybe brought on the fact that our conversation in the coaching call was all about this. So if it's a little small, I'll read it out. So here's the real problem with online coaching marketing. A, you are heavily reliant on content to perform, but you don't have control over the algorithm. B, the industry is crowded, so you try and stand out. Perhaps try AI, invest in better photos, videos, and equipment. You attend events, right, to network, to try and get clients that way. Sure, it does work, but it's a lot of work to actually go to these networking events. D, you come to some success, but once you're working with clients, is what I was talking about earlier, you're still expected to market like a full-time freaking job. E, your full-time job is actually marketing, not mentoring. That sucks. F, so you decide you're going to hire. Yes, I've got a bright idea. I'm going to hire someone to do the marketing for me. But the problem is that you're barely breaking even. Oh, isn't it so true? And it's hard not to see the lack of ROI. So you fire. You fire them not because they're crap. Maybe they are. I don't know. But you fire them because you literally can't keep up with the expenses. That's not producing results. Then you decide, you know what? I'll run ads. Okay. I'm going to learn to run ads. And then you maybe have to buy a course on ads or you just do it yourself. And the ads, they don't go anywhere because you can't invest, enough to see the ROI. So you give that up. And what happens? You're back to trying to run marketing full-time on your own, and your client flow is lacking. You're feeling super uninspired because you weren't meant to be a marketer in the first place. Your financial situation is kind of bleak because you've just wrung out all the extra funds you had into all these said things here. I mean, do you want me to keep going? I can, but I'll take this screen off because it's a little depressing and it's a bit real. Let me know in the comments if everything I've just said is you. Not because we want to be like, oh my God, let's just wallow together. But I just want you to also feel really seen. People go through this all the time. I'm a very experienced coach. I've worked with thousands of clients before. What you just saw on screen, I'm speaking also from personal experience. So here is the solution, okay? We want to get to the solution quick, fast. Firstly, I want you to ask yourself a reflection question. This question is, how much social media marketing do you desire to actually do in 2026 personally? So not necessarily like, I'm going to find an agency to do this for me, because there's, dime a dozen. There's so many people who can help you with that, and not like just hire a VA, which you could do as well. A VA is a virtual assistant if you're new to the online world. But either way, I feel like you need to just sit with yourself and be like, what am I comfortable with doing? Because the truth of the matter is, I really believe it should not just like be scrapped off your personal job description. You are, after all, the founder of your business. You are the speaker. You are the voice. You are the soul of your company. Every single entrepreneur, whether it's in the coaching industry or your tech industry or whatever it is, every single piece of content that's run through the founder does, impossibly better than anything an agency could produce. So if, let's say you say to me, Rubes, I only just want to be in content once a week, then we're going to make that one day a week really count. I said to myself, I want to post 3 intentional pieces of content every single week on Instagram. And I want to have that go so far as to every single time I post on there, I am making money. And that to me was the bottom line. I wanted to see ROI. I wanted to see that there was a return on investment of my time. I came from the executive world. I was earning hundreds and thousands of dollars in my day job. There was no way I was going to show up, do a task, and not get paid for it. So why are we expecting anything less in the online coaching world? And that's when, like, you know what, girl, like stepping back into my power and putting my crown back on and deciding when I am putting myself out there on socials, I'm literally in and out. It's intentional. I help people in that moment with what it is they need help with, and I lead them to something where they can go a little bit deeper. I offer them a very quick win, something that they can apply pretty much straight away. And then from that place, they trust me more. So those 3 pieces of content that I'm posting may not do superbly well. In fact, if we go onto Instagram, you could probably see that my engagement, especially of late, and I get it, it's January and rah. It's totally fine. I'm not precious with it, has completely dropped. And I am not going to make it a big deal. Also, my Instagram hasn't grown in so long because I've stopped running ads over the January period. But if I bring it up, this is what I mean by I've got this post here, which just went out today. So fair enough. It's only had, a couple of likes and a couple of comments. This post here, which is one that I did last week, did kind of measly, but I think we got a lot of saves on this one. Let's look at the insights here. Okay, well, not a lot. I think I was looking at another post, 10 saves. Let's have a look at insights here. 28 saves, a little bit better. So you'll see they're not going viral, but each of these posts that I make, you better believe they are making me money. They have been selling into some form of low ticket. They're speaking to the right people. They're speaking to my audience. Let's look at this one. Okay, great. So 52 saves on this one. This is actually leading to a free challenge. So if you want to have a look at that free challenge, I'll leave that below. It is so helpful. If you just want to get a full refresh, restart on how you can make daily sales in 2026, do this free challenge. I'll send you an email every single day for 7 days to get you daily sales ready. So there's a little pitch that, I didn't know was coming. But, back to the point, my Instagram isn't sparkly unicorn vibes by any means, but it's producing income. And because my posts are intentional, I know who I'm speaking to, but I'm also off the content hamster wheel. I'm not posting 3 times a day. I just don't buy into that BS. I just don't believe that that is what is needed for you to really make some nice income. And when I say nice, it's $500 to $3,000 passive a day is really nice for me. That to me is comfortable living. That to me is giving me choice. That to me is meaning, more specifically, I don't need to launch something high ticket and heavily deliver into it in order to hit my monthly income goals. It just means I want to launch something and I want to spend time with you guys and I want to have something with closer proximity and more time exchange, not because I need to hit these goals, but it's just, yeah, it's juicy, how cool is it to be able to sit down with a group of people and be like, I want to consult with you in your business. I want to help you, uncover some things, unblock some things, look at some strategies and processes. And that to me just feels like the most magnetic energy. So what can you do right after this video to make this a reality? I'm guessing that because you are spending a lot of your time and, thinking time on what to post out to content, firstly, get clear with how often you want to show up on socials. And if it makes it easier, I did this last year. I just chose one platform to focus on. I came back to basics and I scrapped LinkedIn. LinkedIn was my biggest platform forever, being a recruiter. I've got 40,000 followers on there, but honestly, that means nothing. And I just put all of my short form content blocks into Instagram. And that to me just felt already like a breath of fresh air. What do you know? Instagram grew by 5,000 followers and it has just been an income generating machine for me ever since. I also decided that of the 3 days that I post on Instagram, each of those days would lead to an offer. So this is where I want you to think about what offer could you provide your clients and your customers? That's low ticket, but easy. I'll leave the link to my shop below. It might offer some inspiration, but these are all links that I will have. So I might post something that, is about my goals for 2026 and how I'm choosing to amplify my personal brand in the digital education space and exactly how I'm going to do it, but also the lessons that I learned from the last 12 months of growing a passive income business. If you want to learn how to do that, you might love my 2026 playbook. It's only $27. Comment this keyword here and then ManyChat will do the rest and take, people who are interested in that through the links, and the buying happens, people. Honestly, it is that easy. Rather than you trying to post 27 different pieces of content in order to get maybe someone who's a little bit interested in your one-on-one, who's maybe a little bit interested to join your mastermind, and then you still have to take them through the consultation process. You still have to get them to fill in a form, maybe. You still want to have them jump on a sales call if you do that, or at least back and forth in the DMs. It is bloody exhausting doing it that way. What I do here is I have people buying into these, which is awesome. Also my courses, which are amazing. I've had the most amazing testimonials from those that have taken my courses, especially Course in a Day, Cash Creator. They are the classics. And it's only $97 for a really chunky course on how to set up a passive income business. Now, what these do, essentially, what all of these do, the PDFs and the courses, is that it builds this amazing level of trust and reassurance over time so that by the time whoever's taking these courses or have read the ebooks, they're going, you know what, this is exactly what I needed. I needed a couple of quick wins. I needed to see that it could work for me. Plus, I really like Ruby's vibe. Hopefully that's the case. And I really love the way that it's explained in just a very casual, experimental type of way, because that's how I like to teach. Just this is what I experimented. Here's what worked for me. Then the right people are going to come through into my mastermind or even working with me one-to-one. And it's the natural next step, so they've done one course. I actually had a client of mine who said to me, shout out Linda, she said to me that she found me on YouTube, watched a couple of my videos. After that, she went to look for the highest level container that she could invest in. So that was amazing to hear that. Also had another client of mine, shout out Vivian, who's in my mastermind. She's like, I watched a few of your videos and I just can't stop saying yes to everything that you've got to offer because it was so me. It was exactly what I needed. You met me where I'm at. You were solving problems for me. And it really got me excited that I knew I had to be in a longer form space with you, hence the mastermind. So when you think about that, your energy exchange, pouring everything into free content, everything into your Instagram, your LinkedIn, your TikTok, and you're not getting anything back in exchange. The main issue here is that you're not actually creating depth. You're actually going for, the masses, you're going for virality, but that is not going to pay the bills, my love. And that is not what is going to grow ultimately your wealth. You want to go deep. I heard another creator say that 2026 is the year of the inner circle. And I love that. If you're in the coaching world, inner circles are, obviously the highest paid form of connection that someone can have with you in terms of proximity. But in saying so, I think what she meant was just serve your people. Don't go for the 1 million views or even whatever virality means to you, 10,000 views. Go for helping 10 people. And I love that. I really like, my heart literally sang when I heard her say that, because I'm like, yes, girl, like that is what I felt 2025 was all about for me. Like, I want to actually kind of feel emotional saying this, but oh, here she goes. But like, it kind of reconnected me back with the business, you know? It was so confusing for so long, like being online. I'm so sorry, guys. Being online is not always easy. You know, like there's so much complexity. There's so much things that you should do, that you need to do, that you have to do to keep up. It's really hard to just sometimes like come back to self. So like, I just really want to encourage all of you to think about, like, it sounds so cliche, but come back to the heart of why you decided to go all in with this and start your business, and to be this like beacon of truth for people. I know this is so corny, so please forgive, but I just really hope that, you know, as you enter into this new year, it's easy to be like, yes, go forward, scale, go bigger. But what about the people who are just literally like right in front of you, that are like, I need your help. Like, hello, can you see me? Like, and instead you're just like, where is everybody? And you're like looking beyond the people who are literally all up in your grill saying, hello, I'm here, hands up, you know? So yeah, let this just be something that you really critically look at in your business. And especially because you don't want to be an online marketer forever and ever, but it just takes down the percentage of time that you're spending on marketing, so that you can truly continue to be the leader that you are, you know, the thought leader that you are, the person that is literally helping the industry forward themselves, rather than you just needing to give up your energy and sacrifice all of that beautiful light of yours into something that's ultimately quite soul sucking if you spend a ton of time there. So I'm speaking from experience. I hope that's felt, that it's not just me going, you are doing the wrong thing. It's just, I've just found a better way to do it. If you need help bridging the low ticket to the high ticket, because there is a very specific way of doing this where you're not discounting or diluting any of your high ticket stuff, but you are creating a clear paid entry points into your world, like a $27 offer, a $19 offer, and how to strategically do that so that it positions more premium clients to even purchase low ticket, to make a decision to come into high ticket with you. I have something for you in the show notes, so go and have a look. I have resources there. Look for low ticket to high ticket pathway. That's the resource that you need, and I know that it's really going to help you bridge that gap. It's just going to solve a lot of issues around social media marketing and feeling like an online marketing person. But let me know if you love this video. Please share it with a friend who needs to hear it too. Like and subscribe and all that, and I will see you in this video next. This is really going to help you forward your daily sales momentum.